We love trying new recipes in our house. Each week I share 3 new recipes with my family, and I only share the ones that are winners that we would recommend to you. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. I've got 3 really great recipes planned for the week. The one I'm making today is all in one skillet. It's gonna go from the stovetop to the oven. I am using some new cookware that I've been using for several weeks now and I have really fallen in love with. I'll tell you more about that later. This recipe only takes 30 to 45 minutes total. That's including prep time and everything. It is called One Pan Balsamic Chicken. To get started, let's preheat the oven to 400. So first let's make the sauce. I've got a bowl here. We're gonna be adding 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar and spilling it everywhere because that's what I do. We need 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of some sort of oil. You can use avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna be using this roasted garlic flavored olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic minced, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. We're just gonna whisk all of this together and set it to the side.
That smells amazing. Since I came into the kitchen, my mouth started watering.
Now in a separate bowl, we are going to mix the tomato mozzarella together. So you need 8 ounces of cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes halved, 8 ounces of the mozzarella pearls, and a couple of tablespoons of freshly chopped basil. I'm gonna toss this together. I'm gonna season it with just a little salt and pepper, and then we'll set this to the side as well. We haven't even started cooking yet, and my kitchen smells amazing. I did want to mention that your chicken, you'll either need to pound it out to get the same thickness, or do like I did and I cut some thicker chicken breasts in half so they're pretty thin. So let's go ahead and season one side with a little bit of the anti-no-nos. Now let's head over to the stovetop. Here at the stove, we are going to turn our skillet onto a little over medium heat and let that start to warm up. While that warms up, let me tell you a little bit about this new skillet that I have and some new cookware that I have. I want to thank Caraway for sponsoring this video. Obviously, I am in the kitchen all of the time, as I'm sure you are too. If you're watching this video, that means you're always looking for new recipes. So you know how important it is to have great tools and cookware to use while you're in the kitchen. I have tried lots of different cookware throughout the years, and most recently, Caraway reached out and wanted me to give their cookware a try. I'm gonna be really honest. I had been eyeing their set before. I had watched some reviews on them before and come this close to getting their cookware in the past. But now that I have my Caraway cookware, I can't imagine cooking without it because it's so incredibly good. There are several reasons why Caraway is just a notch above other cookware. One of those, and possibly the most important, is that they are a non-toxic cookware. They are designed with your health in mind, and it's free of any toxic materials, making it guilt-free cooking and baking in your kitchen. As soon as my box came and I was pulling it all out of the box, I was so excited and I was just so impressed with the weight and sturdiness of the pieces, but also just with the color and just how beautiful they are. I chose the basic set just because that gray was really what I had in mind for my kitchen, but they have lots of different color options, so be sure to go check that out. Quite possibly my favorite thing about Caraway is that it is non-stick and they are easy to clean. And y'all, when I say easy to clean, I mean easy to clean. Caraway kitchenware is designed with a naturally slick ceramic coating for easy cooking and seamless cleanup. Things that would normally make a really bad mess and something really hard for me to clean up in other pans that I've had in the past, now it's no big deal whatsoever. And something I feel like that is pretty unique to Caraway is the fact that it comes with how to store it. So it comes with the organizers. When I had heard about their organizers, I didn't realize that they were all individual. So I love that because it doesn't matter what your cabinet is like, you can arrange it however you want. It just helps to keep your cabinets tidy and clean and not a big cluttered mess, which mine have always been in the past. So I'm gonna show you today, after we cook this delicious meal and it's time for cleanup, I'm going to give you some clips of just how easy it is to clean. So the cleanup portion is just really important to me, as I'm sure it is to you. When you've been in the kitchen and you've been cooking and you go and enjoy your meal, the last thing you want to do is come in and have to really scrub at your pots and pans to get them clean. Now that I have the Caraway cookware, it's that easy. I clean it, I put it back into its organizer in the cabinet, and I'm done. If you are looking for really high quality cookware and bakeware for your kitchen, I highly suggest checking out Caraway. I'm gonna have a link for you down below in the description box. If you click on that, you are gonna save 10% on your order. So definitely take advantage. Just go check them out. Go look at all of the different colors that they have, all of the different things that they offer. And if you decide to invest in your kitchen, you are not only investing in your kitchen, you're investing in your family's health by using non-toxic cookware and bakeware, but you're also choosing something that's gonna last a very long time in your kitchen. Thank you again to Caraway for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to cooking. Okay, our skillet is starting to heat up. I'm gonna add in a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Now let's add our chicken in. I'm gonna put it seasoned side down, and then we will season the other side while it's in the pan. A little more anti-no-nos. We're just gonna let this cook on each side for 1 to 2 minutes until it's lightly golden brown, just starting to brown up. It's gonna cook the rest of the time in our oven. We're just gonna transfer it straight from here to the oven. Okay, these have cooked on each side for 1 to 2 minutes. Now I'm gonna take my balsamic sauce and pour it over top. It should come to a simmer pretty quickly. Now, if you had any kind of charred bits on the bottom, you would wanna scrape that up here at this point. And then what we're gonna do is just remove this from the heat. So let's turn that off. And now we're just gonna add our tomato mozzarella on top. Now this is going in a 400-degree oven, uncovered, for 18 to 23 minutes, just until your chicken is cooked through. So now that this has come out of the oven, we're gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes before we dig in.
We got some balsamic chicken, roasted tomatoes, and some rice cauliflower.
Yeah.
That's some good flavor.
Yeah.
That herb flavor with the balsamic vinegar. Simple meal, simple ingredients.
Yeah.
Good results. Very tasty.
Okay.
Great job.
All right, I'm gonna dig in. I am pleasantly surprised by this. I feel like the smells were super strong, so I was scared it was gonna be overpowering flavor, but it's not. It's really great. And what were you just saying?
The flavors are very, very bright.
Yeah.
Very,
Very bright.
The herbs has that bright flavor, and then the balsamic vinaigrette just lifts that up even further.
Yeah, it's not heavy at all. It's not pungent. It's it's a great bright flavor. That's exactly the right word for it, I would say. I'm guessing Cole likes it because he's just about done over there. I'm gonna show you his plate. Definitely give this one a try. Okay.
Did you give them sugars?
She did. She gave everybody a kiss.
Give them sugars.
For our second recipe, we are going to be making breakfast for dinner, but it's actually breakfast for breakfast here at our house. If you can't tell, it's pretty early morning. I'm going to be making a really easy tater tot egg casserole. I'm changing the recipe up from what I found online, and I'll kind of share with you the changes that I'm making as I go. Let's get started by preheating the oven to 350. Okay, you'll need a 9 by 13. This is, I think, like an 11 by 13 maybe. We're going to grease it now. Here is change number 1 that I'm making. So in this recipe, they used the hash brown patties. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you can get them, I think McDonald's serves them that way. My grocery store did not have those, so I just chose these super crispy tots. We're gonna do a layer of these on the bottom. If you have the hash brown patties, you're just gonna layer them in a single layer across the bottom. We like crispier hash browns and or tater tots if possible, and I've used this brand before and we really like it. Let's set this to the side for now. Now in this large bowl, we are going to whisk together several things, including 9 eggs. Okay, the recipe calls for a cup of whole milk. I do not have whole milk, so what I did is I mixed half a cup of 2% and half a cup of heavy cream. I figured that might kind of even it out a little bit. Let's add that in. Now we've got a few seasonings. We have half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of dry ground mustard, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Another substitution that I'm making is I'm just going to use this bag of the Mexican blend cheese. It has Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese with a little bit of taco seasoning. Otherwise, you could just use 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese shredded and 1 cup of Monterey Jack cheese shredded. Now you need about 1.5 cups of diced ham. And lastly, we're gonna add some chopped green scallions or green onion on top. And the very last thing we're gonna do is add our egg mixture all over the top. Let's cover this with aluminum foil. This is going in a 350-degree oven for 25 minutes with the foil on, and then we will bake it for another 20 minutes with the foil removed. I just took this out of the oven. I will tell you that my oven, anytime I'm doing any type of hash brown casserole with mostly eggs, it always takes longer to set up than the recipe says. You were supposed to bake this for 45 minutes. I ended up baking mine for a solid hour. Just letting you know, but look how pretty this looks. We're gonna let this set for about 5 minutes or so before we cut into it.
I said, I want some breakfast. She said, I got you.
I got you, boo.
Look at that.
Looks amazing.
And ham, some onions,
It smells so
cheese,
good. You could
eggs.
smell the scallions or the green onions while it was cooking.
Yes. Yes. That's what I was craving. Breakfast casserole.
Yeah.
Man, all the good flavors there. Ham, cheese, egg, and then the hash browns. You know what would be good with this too?
What?
Some hot sauce.
I was just thinking some salsa.
Ooh, that would be good too.
I think I have some. Hold, please.
Oh,
See? Salsa.
just a little touch of salsa there. To get a little extra something another. Something another.
Something other?
A technical term there.
Yeah.
A little something else.
All right, let me dig in before mine gets cold.
Oh man, that's good.
This is delicious. I got my orange juice. Steven's got his coffee and his favorite mug. Pictures of him and his dad. So good. It is the third recipe, and that means it's Subbie Supper night. Tonight's Subbie Supper comes from Jessica, and it is a twist on a classic Mississippi pot roast. This is spicy Mississippi pot roast. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say Mississippi pot roast, I'll kind of walk you through that as I am making the dish, the differences in this one compared to the other one. She also prefers to use a London broil. Sorry, y'all. The Southern in me can't say that very well. A London broil. Moving on, let me tell you a little bit about Jessica. She is a 38-year-old mother of 4, and she has two grandchildren. They are granddaughters, and they are 5 and 1. Jessica is a full-time insurance agent, and she says she really loves to cook and to feed a crowd. She said food is her love language. Same. And she just really loves to spread joy by preparing food for others. So let's do it. This is pretty much exactly like a regular Mississippi pot roast. We're just making a couple of changes. One of those changes is this is a spicy ranch pack, a pack of au jus. 1 stick of butter is just gonna lay on top. And then instead of pepperoncinis, you're going to use hot chili peppers. I'm gonna insert a picture here of the kind that she used. I looked at 2 different grocery stores. They were completely out of those. So we're just gonna go with these jalapeno peppers. There we go. Best invention ever. So we need about half of the juice of this jar. I wish these were whole peppers like she uses, but we're just gonna do what we can. I'm gonna put the lid on this and we're gonna let it cook low and slow all day, and I'll see y'all back here in a little bit. This has been cooking all day. I just turned it over to warm because it is more than ready. Now I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes to go with it. This has been smelling of our kitchen all day. Gracie Lou is all about it too. Gracie, this is very spicy, sweetheart. You can't have this. Okay, let's put some taters on our plate first. How about it?
Taters.
Taters.
That is the proper terminology, isn't it?
Taters.
This is going to be amazing. I know it's going to be amazing. I can smell it. I can see it. The juice in this, the gravy and everything. I mean, look at this. Wow. That's tons of flavor and spicy.
Yes.
Oh man, but it just melts like butter. It is spicy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It is spicy.
Good. I'm so glad.
I love it. Oh, and the meat just
Falls apart.
melts.
Yeah.
It just melts. And with that gravy, the flavor in that gravy.
Well, I had a feeling this was going to be a huge hit.
This is probably the most flavorful roast beef in the crock pot I've ever had.
Okay. And y'all, I've had just 2 bites, and I can confirm that.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's the best roast beef recipe I've ever had in my life. It's changed my life.
In your how many years?
Changed my life.
How many years?
Over 40.
Over 40?
Listen, This right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know why it is so tremendously flavorful, but I feel like that's the way Mississippi pot roast should be.
Yeah, I agree. Let me explain something though about the spiciness. It's not spicy as in my mouth is on fire.
It's like a bite. It's like it just bites you real quick.
It's just so quick. And the most of the spiciness is in that kind of gravy sauce stuff. Because, you know, I poured the jalapeno juice in there. So that's where the spiciness lies. So the more that you put on there, the spicier it gets. But if you like spicy, you have to make the spicy version of Mississippi pot roast. Thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing it with us. I hope y'all enjoyed all 3 meals that we made this week. They were all phenomenal. I hope that you'll make every single one of the dishes, but let me know down in the comments below which one you plan to make first. Thank you again to Caraway for sponsoring today's video. Be sure you go check the description box for the link to go check them out online. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Gracie, you want something to eat? Well, we're gonna have to give you a treat, little girl.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go get a treat. You can't have this mozzarella. It's soaked in vinegar. What in the world?
You don't want vinegar mozzarella, I promise you.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
we're sorry. You forgive us?
Oh.
Oh, get that foot going, girl. Get it going. Get it going. Okay. Gracie. No. No, ma'am. No. Go on. No. Nope. Out. You get fed in a few minutes. It's not time yet. Go on. Go on. Thank you. A clean plate. Look, Grandma would definitely make sure you eat those last few crumbs.
You gonna eat that?
Grandma. There is a gnat. Okay. No, sir, you cannot eat. Ma'am, did I not ask you to leave the room? She's like, who, me? I don't know who you're talking about. She's been very vocal. You can't have any, babe. It's spicy.
Gracie's like, well, y'all talking about it,
Great.
making it sound good. I can't have none.
Can't have it. No.
Bless her heart.
Poor baby. No cheese, no nothing.
Well,